Hello everyone! Welcome to Brickast! This is the second episode for the month, and I'll be trying to release another one by next month, I guess. I don't really know. But for today's episode, I don't have any guest with me. Well, to be quite honest, it's really hard to find a guest. Alright. So, a few things. In regards to why I have not updated for the past week or so. Mainly because work. But I have a full explanation in my Facebook page, link in the description below. Anyways, now I'll be doing a challenge. The challenge is Read Out Loud by National Bookstore. Upon seeing the rules, it's really quite simple. You read a book, and every video that has the hashtag Read Out Loud challenge, they will be making a public library for a public school. So that's mainly the challenge here, but it's not just for one video, to be quite honest. It's going to be 75 videos for one library. So if you guys want, do this challenge and let the world know that reading is not dead. To be quite honest, I'm really quite enjoy reading. Although it's just recently, I'm not going to post anything. I haven't actually read a lot of books, but it's quite it's quite a thrill and quite a thrill ride to be exact, to read a book. To be honest, I haven't actually finished some of the books that I've been reading. And I'm rereading one. It's Dante's Inferno. But for this challenge, I'm not actually going to read Dante's Inferno, because that's a bit mature. And there's a lot of guts in it. But if you guys want, I'll try to read it in a future episode. But for now, I'll be reading what I want to read in the first place. It's J.R.R. Tolkien's Silmarillion. Alright, so I'm gonna be reading the whole chapter 1. It's I know I'm going to butcher this. Ainu Lindale. Alright. Or the Music of Ainur. Alright, so if you're a Tolkien fan, please forgive me if I'm going to butcher some of the words, because some of these are really hard to pronounce. Alright, so let's begin. Ainu Lindale, the Music of the Ainur. There was Eru, the one, who in Arda is called Ilúvatar. And he made first the Ainur, the holy ones. They were the offsprings of his thought, and they were with him before aught else was made. And he spoke to them, propounding to them themes of music. Wait a moment, sorry. And they sang before him, and he was glad. But for a long while they sang only each alone, or but few together, while the rest hearkened, for each comprehended only that part of the mind of Ilúvatar from which he came, and in the understanding of the brethren they grew but slowly. Yet ever as they listened, they came to deeper understanding and increase in unison and harmony. It came to pass that Iluvatar called together all the Ainur and declared to them a mighty theme, unfolding to them things greater and more wonderful than he had yet revealed. And the glory of its beginning and the splendor of its end amazed the Ainur. So they bowed before Iluvatar and were silent. Then Iluvatar said to them, "Of the theme that I have declared to you, I will now that ye make in harmony together a great music. And since I have kindled you with the flame imperishable, ye shall show forth your powers in adorning this theme, each with his own thoughts and devices, if he will. But I will sit and hearken, and be glad that through your great beauty has been wakened into song." Then the voices of the Ainurs, like unto harps and lutes, and the pipes and trumpets, and the viols and organs, and like unto countless choirs singing with words, began to fashion the theme of Iluvatar to a great music. And a great sound arose of endless interchanging melodies, woven in harmony that passed beyond hearing into the depths and into the heights. And the places of the dwelling of Iluvatar were filled to overflowing, and the music and the echo of the music went out into the void, and it was not void. Never since have the Ainur have made any music like this before. Sorry, let me repeat that. Never since have the Ainur made any music like to this music. Though it has been said that a greater still shall be made before Iluvatar by the choir of the Ainur and the children of Iluvatar after the end of days. Then the themes of Iluvatar shall be played aright, and take being in the moment of the entrance, for shall then understand fully his intent in their part, and each shall know the comprehension of each, and Iluvatar shall give to their thoughts and the secret fire, being well pleased. Sorry about that. Alright, let's continue. But now Iluvatar sat and hearkened, and for a great while it seemed good to him, for in the music there were no flaws. But as the theme progressed, it came into the heart of Melkor to interweave matters of his own imagining that were not in accord with the theme of Iluvatar, for he sought therein to increase the power and glory of the part assigned to himself. To Melkor among the Ainur had been given the greatest gifts of the power and knowledge, and he had a share in all of the gifts of his brethren. He had gone often alone into the void places, seeking the imperishable flame, for desire grew hot within him to bring into being things of his own. And it seemed to him that Iluvatar took no thought for the void, and he was impatient of its emptiness. And yet he found not the fire. For it is with Iluvatar, for alone he had begun to conceive thoughts of his own, unlike those of his brethren. Alright, give me a moment. Mm, mm. Alright. Some of these thoughts he now wove into his music, and straight away discord arose about him, and many that sang nigh him grew despondent, and their thought was disturbed, and their music flattered. But some began to attune their music to his rather than to the thought which they had at first. Then the discord of Melkor spread ever wider, and melodies which had been heard before foundered in the sea of turbulent sound. But Iluvatar sat and hearkened until it seemed that about his throne there was a raging storm, as of dark waters that made war one upon another, in an endless wrath that would in an endless wrath that would not be assuaged. Okay, I guess I butchered that word. Sorry. Then Iluvatar arose, and the Ainur perceived that he smiled, and he lifted up his left hand, and and a new theme began amid the storm. Like and yet unlike the former's theme, it gathered power and had new beauty. But the discord of Melkor rose in uproar, and contended with it. Again there was a war of sound more violent than before. Many of the Ainur were dismayed and sang no longer, and Melkor had the mastery. And then again Iluvatar arose, and the Ainur perceived that his countenance was turned. And he lifted up his right hand, and behold, a third theme grew amid the confusion. And it was unlike the others, for it seemed as soft and sweet, a mere rippling of gentle sound in delicate melodies. But it could not be quenched. It took to itself power and profundity. And it seemed at last that there were two music progressing at one time before the seat of Iluvatar, and they were utterly at variance. The one was deep and wide and beautiful, but slow and blended with unmeasurable sorrow, from which beauty chiefly came. The other had now achieved a unity of its own, but it was loud and vain and endlessly repeated. It had little harmony, but rather a clamorous unison as one of many trumpets braying upon a few notes. And it essayed to drown the other musics by the violence of its voice. But it seems that its most triumphant notes were taken by the other and woven into its own solemn pattern. In the midst of this strife, whereat the halls of Iluvatar shook and a tremor ran out into the silence, yet unmoved, Iluvatar arose a third time. His face was terrible to behold. Then he raised up both his hands, and in one chord, deeper than the abyss, higher than the firmament, piercing as the light of the eye of Iluvatar, and music ceased. Then Iluvatar spoke, and he said, "Mighty are the Ainur, and mightiest among them is Melkor. But that he may know, and all the Ainur, that I am Iluvatar, those things that ye have sung, I will show them forth, that ye may see what ye have done. And thou, Melkor, shalt see that no theme may be played that hath not its uttermost source in me, nor can any alter the music in my despite. For he attempteth, this shall prove but mine instrument in the devising of things more wonderful, which he himself hath not imagined. Whew! Then the Ainur were afraid, and then did not yet comprehend the words that were said to them. And Melkor was filled with shame, for which came secret anger. But Ilúvatar arose in splendor, and he went forth from the fair regions that he had made for the Ainur, and the Ainur followed him. But when they were come into the void, Ilúvatar said to them, "Behold your music!" And he showed them a vision, giving to them sight where before was only hearing. And they saw a new world made visible before them. It was globed amid the void, and it was sustained therein, but was not of it. As they looked and wondered, this world began to unfold its history, and it seemed to them they had lived and grew. And when the Ainur had gazed for a while and were silent, Ilúvatar said again, "Behold your music! This is your minstrelsy. What? This is your minstrelsy, and each of you shall find contained herein, amid the design that I set before you, all those which it may seem that he himself devised or added. And thou, Melkor, wilt discover all the secret thoughts of thy mind, and wilt perceive that they are but a part of the whole and tributary of its glory." Whew. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna end there because that is a really long chapter. I'm really sorry. I know the story is getting good, and Ilúvatar just showed them the fruits of their labor. But seriously, this is 12 pages. I really don't know if I can read them all in one go. I know this. You can treat this podcast as, well, a podcast, but this is still a video that is posted in YouTube. So the challenge, so my entry is still valid at some point. I don't really know. But anyways, if you guys want me to continue this chapter, please leave it in the comment section below. If you guys have any books that you want me to read, comment it as well. Man, that made me thirsty. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.